Hey everybody, welcome to my channel and thank you for viewing my video. So, as you guys can tell by the title, let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so chemo brain. Back in 2009, 2010, having chemo brain wasn't even a diagnosis. It was just something, oh yeah, this is what we heard and this is what we see, but it wasn't an actual, diagnosis. It was just something that you had. It really wasn't a name for it. But I think things has changed now. But as you guys know, first off, you won't be able to remember, short attention span, having trouble concentrating, throw multitasking out the window, short-term memory loss, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Word slur and everything else in between. But it was something that I suffered for a lot. I suffered badly from it. It's funny because when I was going through it, my parents are always like, girl, what is wrong with you? Like, I just told you that 10 minutes ago. Or my mom would say, hey, sweep up the floor. And I'm like, okay. And I get the broom and I'm just walking around the house with the broom. Can't really remember what I'm supposed to do. And, and when, people that be like, girl, something wrong with you. But when other people tell you, like your friends tell you that, you need to get checked out, okay? Just to give you a little story about how I suffered. Two stories. First story is, I remember my mom wanted me to go to Walmart. So I'm going to Walmart and I'm just roaming, looking down the aisles. I'm in there for hours. My mom calls and she's like, girl, where are you? You're supposed to get this to come on back. And I was like, what am I supposed to get? And she was like, oh, get, milk, eggs, and cookies. Okay. And I'm like, okay, and I'm going to get the milk, I'm going to get the eggs, and then I forget the cookie. So then I call her, and I'm like, what am I supposed to get? And she's like, oh, Vita, get the cookies, okay? And I'm like, okay, I'll get the cookies. Then I'm just walking around. I forget the buggy. I walked away from the buggy. Can't even remember which buggy was mine. But anyway, so I get the cookies, and I'm checking out, and something sparkly catches my attention. Boom. My mom's calling me again. Vita, where are you? Is something wrong with you? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. Like, what do you want me to get? And she's like, Vita, I sent you to the store for 3 things: milk, eggs, and cookies. And I'm like, I got the milk, eggs, cookies right here. She's like, well, come on. So I'm like, all right. I pay for my stuff. Right? So then it's time for me to find my car. I can't find my car. So I'm walking around, and this is when I was at Walmart. And this is when Walmart has security driving around, and the security guy, he comes up to me. He's like, hey, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I can't remember where I parked. And he was like, well, what color car you got, and yada yada yada. So we load up my grocery in the security car, and he helps me to find my car, and we're roaming the parking lot for like an hour because I'm like, somebody stole my car, yada yada yada. So then my mom called me, Vita, I don't understand, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I'm looking for my car. And she was like, you didn't take your car, you took my car. And I was like, oh, okay, so what kind of car you got again? And she's like, oh, I got a black crossover tag, yada yada yada. So I'm like, okay. And lo and behold, there's the car, and I'm looking for my car the whole time. So that's a little mini story. The second story is, this broke my heart. I still get choked about it. My brain was so bad that I had to see labor. I couldn't do anything, so I was trying to get on disability, and they wanted me to see a psychiatrist. A psychologist, one of them. I'm thinking in my mind, concentrate. A, B, C, D, get it. 1, 2, 3. You got it. I'm cheering myself up. Because I can't be as bad as they tell me that I am. So I get in, I'm talking to the lady, having conversation, and I'm feeling myself fidgeting, looking at stuff, and just all over the place. And I'm like, okay, every time I feel myself, I have to, and I'm it's going back and forth, Maybe a week later, disability come back. They send me a letter in the mail. The lady has diagnosed me borderline mental retardation. So, you know, I'm researching, trying to figure out how to get this thing to go, you know, and I come across that like, oh, leave notes, and maybe y'all doing the same thing. Honey, I will leave notes and forget that I put it on the note and forget where I put the note. I'm a mess. Chemo is done. You feel that you're getting back into the swing of things, and you know, you think that you're good and you're starting to remember. You go out into life, you try to get a job. And I was, you know, I had a job. I had a corporate, in the corporate world, a corporate job. And, you know, they were like, you know, well, Vito, I told you this already. I told you this. I told you that. You should have did it this way. And I'm just like, you know, every day was frustration. And it was just like, you know what? This job is not for me. So I ended up getting another job, which turns out not to be for me. So then, you know, I'm like, you know what? Let me try more hands-on. So that's when I started getting into caregiving job, which became very easy because there was no mental, I don't know what to call it. Like, there was nothing mental about it. It was just clean and make sure they're okay and yada, 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 you know, and my brain could handle that. And then if I lost focus, I didn't have to give out no medication or anything like that. So if I lost focus, I can always just look around and be like, oh, this is such and such house. Let me just do what I got to do so I can leave. And I just got another job, you know, just to, I don't know, just to make more money or whatever. You know how things go. You know, you grow up and no. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can watch, you know, tell when you watch my videos that my words do slur. Sometimes I can catch it when I'm trying to edit, which is a struggle within itself. But my words do slur. Sometimes I have a hard time pronouncing the words. I do forget. Sometimes I do jump. So when I do edit, I have to cut and put that here and then put something else here because I jump all over the place. So but yeah, but if you have chemo brain, it's okay. Like, it's not gonna last forever, although it does take a long time, and there is no definite time on how long it can stay or how long, you know, there's no definite time of, oh, you will have it for this long, and once you do one round of chemo, then you will have it. Like, it doesn't work that way. Each person is different, and when it does come, you need to have someone by your side. You need to have someone there to be accounted for you, because it was a struggle for me. We never heard of that word. I cannot tell you how many times my family said that I am a health hazardous. I know I mispronounced that word, but they banned me from the kitchen. I couldn't cook. No need to clean because, you know, I'm just walking around with the mop and the broom in my hand with no apparent reason. So, you know, another story time is, you know, it's Sunday. We cook a big dinner on Sunday and we was eating leftovers. So, you know, I put something, I believe I put, like, instead of putting the meat like in the microwave or in the oven, I put it in the rotisserie. And I turned the rotisserie on and I forgot it was on. Hours passed. Hours. I mean, hours. And I went upstairs. I come downstairs. The whole downstairs is smoking. Come to find out, I put the bread on top of the rotisserie with a glove and the thing just burnt. It crisp. Just messed up the rotisserie. It's funny thinking about it. Back then it wasn't fun. Been up and through, trust me. And all the things when you research on how to help, and you know, you can do this and you can eat that, sometimes nothing helps. And when it doesn't help, just don't get angry. You know, you just have to learn to alter your life on doing things. For instance, if you're like me and you're trying to get a job and you get a job in corporate or where it pertains, where you need to have a lot of focus, a lot of concentrating, a lot of, you know, catching things straight on, don't get that kind of job. Get you more of a hands-on job. And, you know, if it's I mean, you may not, you know, if you're someone that was, Lord forbid, like a lawyer or a doctor or something high status, and you can't do that job right now, just take a step back. It's okay for you to get that job at Walmart. It's okay to get that job at Home Depot. It's okay to get that job at McDonald's. Like, you have to do what you got to do to make your money. You have to do what you got to do to get your benefits. You know, no job is a little job. And if they tell you to, you know, write it down, write it down. And if it doesn't work, find another solution. If they say eat this, eat it. And if it doesn't work, find another solution. You're going to try to find different solutions to different problems over and over and over until something works. And you have to give it time. You cannot do something one day and be like, oh, it didn't work. I think you should try everything at least a week. That way it becomes repetition. And another thing is, it varies how severe your situation is. Because for me, I didn't forget to, if a car was coming, I knew to stop. It was just, where am I going? What I need to get. Like short-term memory loss. But like subconscious stuff and repetition stuff or memory, you know, I don't know what to call it, but you know what I'm saying. Like breathing, eating, swallowing, hitting on brakes while I see a car, knowing that's hot, not to touch it. That was more of a memory thing, and I had no problem with that. Or forgetting my name, I had no problem with that. It was just sweeping, cleaning, right this, right that, go here. I just couldn't do that. But anyway, that is food for thought. Enough rumbling and story time. I hope this video helped you in any kind of way, and if it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my social media. Check out my website. I am a cancer coach, here to help you guys through your cancer journey. All right, and that is it. Bye-bye.